This video is brought to you by the MTG Tutor, where good players get better.
Hey YouTube, it's Milo here, and I am doing a draft for you for the mtgnoob finals. Wow, super exciting stuff, guys. I didn't think I'd be here, but Mr. Lubufu got really sick and he had to drop out, and I really do wish him a very hasty recovery. Alright, so let's just jump into this draft. We have a pacifism and a sleep. Those are our picks. Cathedral of War is like okay if you're playing that deck already. Otherwise, it's kind of weak sauce. Sleep though is always juicy sauce, and you know me. So now we're waiting for pack number 2, and boom, switcheroo time. That's pretty exciting. And we also have a public execution, a Knight of Infamy. Knight of Infamy is a great card, as is public execution. Switcheroo is good as well, but public execution is great. There's also an unsummon in this pack, and I'm recording the audio after the draft, partly because I didn't really get a lot of time to do these videos. I was just told, you know what, Milo, get your button gear and get some videos out there. But I'm just super stoked to be back in the competition, you guys. Yeah. So the choice here is Searing Spear or Center Courser or Encrust. So yeah, I took the Searing Spear. It's okay to leave yourself open in the beginning here. It's not a bad thing. We take a Primal Clay since we don't know what colors we're in, so that's pretty cool. And now our options here are Scroll Thief, if we want to continue the blue, or we could take Hamlet back Goliath, but he's junk. We'll take a Scroll Thief. It's kind of some messy business that we got going on here. But both the public execution or the Searing Spear could be splashed. I want you guys to know that, so that I don't look like a big doo-doo head on camera when you guys are like, oh, how are you gonna play 3 colors? This is a fast format. Another Hamlet back Goliath? Boy, I could have just built a Hamlet back Goliath deck. Alright, so we got a Crippling Blight, which is great for a Scroll Thief style deck. Oh boy, I'm super jazzed about M13 Limited still. I really like this format, even though I'm not that great at it. And I just think that it's going to be a lot more fun than playing Return to Ravnica. Whoa, whoa, Milo, what are you saying? What are you saying? Everybody loves this set. I know. And I think the set's going to be kind of interesting. I haven't really drafted sets like Alara or Ravnica. I drafted them, but I just haven't drafted them as much as I've drafted like creature type base sets or core sets or Innistrad, whatever the hell that was. But this, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, the gold sets are going to be interesting for me just because of that. But overall, I think that there are maybe 3 or 4 good new cube cards. I mean, I already have all the shock lines in the cube, so that they're not really that exciting to me, because I don't play standard. So alright, options are Encrust, Ravenous Rats, or Gilded Lotus, or Angel's Mercy, because I do love me some of that Angel's Mercy. Taking the Encrust. We're pretty happy about playing blue. So Archaeomancer or Scroll Thief or Crimson Muck Guy, Muck something, Muck Face, Muck Waiter, Sign in Blood's fine. I think I should have taken the Archaeomancer. I've got Searing Spear, Sleep, and Public Execution. That was probably a mispick. We got Tricks of the Trade for our 3 creatures. Sweet beans. Bunch of garbage. Who knows, maybe we'll end up playing a merfolk deck. Maybe we need to get some artifact removal just in case. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. Fire Elemental is the most playable card. Ranger's Path seems really bad as a splash in this deck. Kindled Fury is a fine card, but as is Duress. I think that maybe I should have taken the Kindled Fury. I was thinking that I was more black than red, because I have the Sign in Blood. If I want to play the Sign in Blood, then I'm going to be more black than red. And I'm not going to main deck the Duress or the Kindled Fury, so might as well take the Duress, because that's the color I'm playing the most of. Alright, we've got a Moida, or a Searing Spear. Guess we're more black than red, right? So, and Murder's a better card, I think, than Searing Spear. A Moida. We get rid of that Fire Elemental. Get rid of our face Fire Elemental. That's what we said. We said that to the Fire Elemental. Alright, we got Master of the Pearl Trident for our Scroll Thief. Or we've got a Wilkin Turn to win the game. Blade Tusk War is also good. Furnace Whelp, if we were more red than blue, would probably be the pick. But a Wilkin Turn is a welcomed turn, I guess. Is that? Yeah. Alright, Mark of the Vampire. Nice. Probably not going to play it. We got a whole bunch of awesome green cards in this pack. I think the pick is Watercourser just because we have 4 creatures in our deck at this point. Fogbang! Woo! Time to celebrate! Celebrate Fogbang! Alright! Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what song that turned into, but I apologize. I'm very sorry about that. I still want to play Tricks of the Trade. It is a pretty juicy card with the Scroll Thief and another Scroll Thief, or we could get that and we could have a black, because we're playing black, red, blue. What we really want to open is a Nicol Bolas, because this is the Nicol Bolas deck. Yeah, I like Scroll Thief. Even though he gets through a lot less often these days than the days of yore. Oh man, this deck is shaping up to be a force to be reckoned with, if that's something. I think the best card for us in this pack is a Canyon Minotaur, or a Turn to Slag, if we end up going that route. It's probably pretty good as well. We can take another Sign in Blood, or we can take a Rummaging Goblin. I think that Wit's End! No, we'll take a Rummaging Goblin. Again, if we get into more red than black, then Rummaging Goblin's a fine card. But we really want to play that Murder, so there's that. I still think Murder's better than all that other stuff. We might, I don't know, it's very unlikely we'll end up playing that. This set has so many playable cards, though. Like, even if we go off color a lot in packs 1 and 2, we'll probably be able to piece together something. It's just that our sideboard is gonna be weaker. And the sideboard, I don't know if you guys have felt this way about M13, but I've noticed that sideboarding is huge in M13. I'm always sideboarding combat tricks against, ground heavy decks, or, naturalizes. I'm boarding in Harbor Serpents. I think we can get away with taking that Furnace Whelp. I think we can, because if we end up going more red, we could open Krenko or something, and then we're going to want to be playing it. But Harbor Serpent, we're going to be playing blue for sure, and it's a good finisher, so we'll do that. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I forgot some of the decisions that I made when I made this draft, because I'm leading you to believe that I'm going to take something else, and then I surprise myself and take another card. Okay, Volcanic Strength, that seems okay. It's, again, another great sideboard card against red. What in the blazes? What's the best red common in the set doing here? Blade Test, well, second best after. Best red common creature, that's what I meant. Blade Test Boar. Now we're looking way more red. We're just getting too many red creatures to pass it up. It's such a shame too, because yeah, like look at all these red creatures. We had a creature problem, all of a sudden we don't have a creature problem anymore. And we got a really late pick Gem of Becoming. That'll be fine in this deck, as we are playing the Gem of Becoming colors. Plus we can splash the Public Execution and the Crippling Blight, which is a fine late game card as well. So we can either get a second Searing Spear or a Sphinx of Athun. Something tells me he's taking the rare. And he does. Who's this guy drafting anyway? Who does he think he is? Where does he get off? Alright, so the best card in the pack is probably the Pacifism. There's also Switcheroo for us. Don't mind having one of those in the deck. Can't play 4 colors. Alright, we got another Blade Tusk Boar, which we're more than happy to see. There's some decent red stuff here. Or, sorry, decent black stuff. Tormented Soul, Duty Bound Dead, Dustmantle Prowler. All that stuff is great, but, you know, it's all good for decks that aren't splashing black. Blade Tusk Boar, I mean, again, the best red common creature in this set. You can take another Crippling Blight or a Rewind. I really don't like Rewind. I don't like playing limited that defensive, where I'm leaving 4 mana up. Took a Tricks of the Trade. Divination seems great. If we were playing heavy black, we would definitely be playing that Cower in Fear, but that seems a little ambitious to splash a Cower in Fear. And Divination's a fine card. Alright, so we have more fine green cards in this pack. Prey Upon is a nutty card to still be here. We can take another turn to Slag. I mean, it's still a removal spell, it's fine. It's not as good as the Prey Upon, though. Unsummon, super happy to see that unsummon. That's the sort of card we were waiting for. We could have probably went black-red and built a pretty aggressive, decent black-red deck, but Sleep is very good. We got a Fog Bank, so we just stuck with our guns. We could take an Angel's Mercy here. Oh, no. What did I end up taking? Downpour? Yeah, who knows. Maybe I'll play it. Fire Elemental or Reckless Brute. We are not an aggressive deck, so I don't know. But a Yava's Force Mage and a Dustdale Worm are probably just better. And we already have 29 playables, so let's start making everyone else's deck terrible. I think we're going to take the Encrust here. Thank God. If I took something other than Encrust, I'd feel pretty silly trying to explain myself now. Because, you know, the person I was when I did this draft isn't the person that I am today. And that's the same for all of you. The person you are, the person you were, is not the person that you are. Because that would be impossible, since you cannot share time and space with anything else. So I don't know if I'm going to play both of those Crippling Plates, or even any of them. What else do we got here? Probably going to cut us up some... We just take a rewind or Dark Favor. Dark Favor could just destroy us if we don't draw that unsummon or the encrust. But who knows? Maybe we're gonna feel the need to board in a rewind. Like I said, the sideboards are super important. So we've got tons of playables. We are in playability land. Just population us. There's no problem with playables here. We gotta start cutting things. Alright, so what makes the cut for sure? Unsummon. Wilk and Turn, Fogbank, Divination, Double Skull Thief, Watercourser, Encrust, Tricks of the Trade, Rewind. Oh, wait a second, Rewind, Sleep, Switcheroo, Harbor Serpent. Yeah, Harbor Serpent, and Sphinx of Athun. So that's our blue, and we're probably going to be playing all that. Primal Clay is probably going to make the cut. Moida? No. Volcanic Strength, Crimson Muckwalker, Steering Spear, Reckless Brute over Brummaging Goblin. I don't agree with that at all. Canyon Minotaur. We're at 24 already. Jesus. Alright, yeah, what are you doing, Reckless Brute? This deck, if I ran a Reckless Brute in this deck, ugh, I would make myself vomit everywhere, I think. Yeah, I think that Canyon Minotaur is actually better than Gem of Becoming. But, you guys, I didn't know that when I was doing this, and it's because of this draft that I know that Gem of Becoming, even if you're playing all three colors, sucks. But you don't watch me to find out how to crush drafts. You watch me because you like seeing me get my comeuppance for talking smack to other players. Alright, so that's the deck. That's how we're going to run it. Thank you all for watching, and join me for round 1 of this event. Thanks, guys.